All right. Are we here? We are here. Can you believe it? It is day 10 already. Day 10 already. It's currently 11:24 in good old Idaho. And I'm here with the utmost gratitude that I get to do this as the last thing before I hit the pillow, before I melt and then hit the pillow, before was it, take the costume off. Okay, bear with me. It's been a 16-hour day. And if you don't know, my name is Bree. My friends call me Breezy. And here we like to keep it easy, breezy, but still strive for progress and evolution. Currently, I am doing 40-day fast. So this is day 10 of a 40-day fast. I call it my 40-day identity experiment. As you also may or may not know, I am a recovering food addict. I have used food to cope, to compress, to suppress, to distract, to gorge, to practice all forms of gluttony. Mind you, I've cut off multiple habits in the past, some for years still. But food, oh my gosh, is it not the trickiest of them all, huh? It's so readily available anytime, any place, in almost any form. So I had to put myself on Front Street because it was just getting too real. And this comes from a person who thrives. I wouldn't say thrive, retract that, who functions in solitude, who functions being secluded, who has been conditioned to think seclusion is safety. Nobody can see your secrets. Nobody can disappoint you. Nobody can betray you. Nobody can. It's all part of a control thing, right? I saw this great analogy. Would it call it analogy? I love sharing what I learned in the day. So I'm in a private group of fellow fasters who are fasting all over the world. These are people in Norway, Sweden. I don't know if it's Sweden. I might have just made that up. I still got Big Betty right here. Still got to finish her. So this is the second to last thing I'll do before I hit the ground. Hopefully you do not hear my carnivorous dog tearing up his collagen roll. I did not know he was going to start that now. He was supposed to be eating that while Mama was gone. But we all get the munchies around this time. So thankfully, I am not elbows deep in a giant bean and cheese burrito. Nope. I'm looking at my grapefruit juice, essence with a little habanero, and I'm satisfied with that. So day 10, no food. Day 10 for a food addict. How do you feel, Breezy, on day 10? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. I am actually pretty grateful that time is moving as quick as it seems because I could have still been in the same pattern for 10 days and have just delayed overcoming this. Even though my stomach is grumbling, not from starvation, mind you, I'm downing about 7 to 8 of these a day in different formats. This just happened to be my one grapefruit juice. I got the calories. I'm still taking in around 2,300 calories. So yeah, I'm not starving. I'm far from starving. My body is just getting flooded with this just straight hit of nutrients, and I'm also taking digestive enzymes and a digestive powder with Lou Corona's company, good old Uncle Lou. So it's a lot at work happening right now. And when you're stressed and you've gone to food to feel better, to feel lighter, I put that in air quotes, to cover emotion, to just feel better. If you've grown up in a household where food was used as compensation for lack of time, lack of emotional capacity, lack of presence. You have hormones that release when you're eating food. You correlate it with relief. You correlate it with I'm sorry. You correlate it with I love you. You correlate it with you're not alone. Of course you're going to get addicted. Of course, when people in your life choose to withdraw or choose to act up as the humans they are, as the humans we all are, and you can't fully comprehend it because you're trying to control every outcome of every situation, you're saying, oh, you're either taking it internally and saying, oh, that was all my fault, or you're taking it as like, oh, well, I just need space from this person. What if the faculties that orchestrate your awareness are not all online because they've been so bottled down with artificial food, with an excessive amount of calories, with mindless eating? You know, blind spots are called that for a reason. You can't see them there. You can't see them. But hopefully you're at a point where you're aware enough or you're awake enough to notice the patterns that tend to keep happening and realizing that, oh my gosh, I'm the pattern interrupter. And you can think that personally or you can think that generationally. Who's going to do it if not you? What a gift. What a privilege to be living in this time to where you can actually systematically put together a solution for you. All you got to do is say yes and follow it and not turn back. You're going to turn into a pillar of salt if you turn back. And we have enough salty people in this world. We have enough salty people in the zip code. Human potential is one of the greatest assets that we have. Why not? Why not? 2026 is calling us to be so mentally on point, calling us to get out of our own way, to get out our. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Girl, let me get a hit real quick. Commercial break. I put way too much habanero in there. I put a whole habanero in there. Don't do that. Spice just like wakes me up. And it don't stop. Like, you're paying about $300 to $400 in produce during this session. Are you going to complain or are you just going to follow the correspondence how it's outlined? I think you've done enough complaining in this lifetime. I think we've got enough complaints out. How about you just like suck it up? Because you can do hard things. How about you build character and trust with yourself and follow something to a T and not try to always get instant relief, not always try to soften the blow. You've taken blows before. That's what trains you to take blows. A boxer has to know how to take a blow, right? And that kind of motivates you not to want to take another blow. Am I speaking? Are you with me? You are witnessing, and I get to look back on these and witness where my frame of thinking is. I pride myself on intellect. I pride myself on education. I think it's a wonderful option that we are afforded in this lifetime. Independence, for the most part. We're able to financially sustain ourselves if we choose to. We are able to further our education if we choose to. Further our enlightenment if we choose to. The people in your family tree who have came before you didn't always have that choice, and some of them still don't have that choice. But you're so worried about complaining about how something didn't turn out your way. It's a form of distraction. You know that, right? Even though you feel like it's valid, it's a form of dissonance when you have two competing thoughts, what you think you know and what you do know, what you've been taught to know and what your spirit knows, there's going to be constantly different voices in your head because you haven't decided who you are. You haven't decided what you stand for. You haven't decided who you're here for. 333. Well, I have military time. It's 11:33. So that shows up as 2333 on my phone. And threes are my favorite number. I want you to really question. I had I have three mentors right now. A relationship mentor. Yes, you need people to point out your blind side. These are all people who I have given my utmost permission to call me out. Some of them I have a little access to, some of them I can interact with them regularly, daily. Like my juicing coach, she's daily, prepaid, all that, daily. And so, what a gift. You need people to hold your hand. All right. So, this was the theme for today. Day 10, she kind of goes over what you should be expected to be feeling. She does such a phenomenal job at normalizing like symptoms. I mean, people are having demons coming up, like really dark thoughts. So that's the type of stuff that's been waiting to come up, but you're ashamed of it. So it forms into your quote unquote shadow side because you put it in the dark, you put it in the corner. Because if anybody would ever see that side of you, oh my God, what would they think? What would they think? Your muscle to care about what people thinks starts dwindling. What is the term when you start losing muscle mass? Help me out. Thank you. I know somebody out there got it. It just hasn't hit me yet. You start losing that muscle because you're so focused on what you're doing. You care about what people thought or think? Commit to something so radical. So just have the audacity to start something so just who do you think you are? Who? And you ain't gotta tell anybody. I just happened to be I was gonna do the fast anyway. I just happened to find my last mentor who was like, oh yeah, you're gonna post every day too. Excuse me? Excuse me? Publicly? Like, or just in my journal? Oh, publicly. Oh. So you're making me just face one of my, would it say a fear? I guess it's just a way to control a narrative. When nobody knows your business, what narrative can they use? All right, day 10. Double digits, baby. Whew. She said she's just giving us accolades of we survived the cravings, fatigue, toilet marathons, and emotional plot twists. That's amazing. As of now, your body basically knows the drill. So it's looking forward to juice right now. It's looking forward to that level of nourishment. Your digestive system hasn't had to really work. It's working, but it's starting to uproot the hard and deep soil that's just been compacted in your colon that you have not put the freaking fork down long enough to let this process of deep cleaning happen. Yeah, that's happening right now. And there's going to be a tendency to want to drink less juice because you get so full. So your body's holding on to so much liquid, especially at the beginning. You're going to be using the restroom all the time because your body's adapting to getting this much liquid when majority of Americans, I would say majority of people, are chronically dehydrated. Do you know how many issues come from being dehydrated, especially like neurologically? You think you're having a mental breakdown. No, you're just kind of missing a little bit of magnesium, you know? Of course, there's so many threads you can pull on that. All right. And she just reemphasizes, hey, don't skimp. So should be taking about 7 juices a day. These last couple of days, I've been honest with my coach. I'm like, I got 5 in me. In me. along with water. Next week, we're starting a whole completely new protocol when we're adding another element to that. And that's really, you thought we were uprooting stuff. You thought we were uprooting stuff right now? Oh, wait, you just wait. It's levels to this. That's why you need a Sherpa. You need a shepherd. You need guidance because your brain is going to wonder. You're going to try to rationalize. You're going to try to sell yourself. Nobody would know. Just get a little taste, just a little teaspoon. Nobody would know. You got to be done with your own shenanigans. Okay? You got to be done. I call myself out on this chat all the time. Like I'm about to tell myself tonight. I had a 16-hour day yesterday, 16-hour day today. And I was sure I'm like, I'm going to need a clean, just some type of energy drink. I need some type of caffeine. I typically would go to the unsweetened yerba mate. That's about 5 calories. It's all natural. And that was okay. My coach was like, "Yeah, you don't know that you don't need the caffeine, but she's so gentle with us. She allows us to figure it out ourselves. She will intervene, but she's like, I would suggest this. I would suggest you didn't do that. But I know you're a grown woman and this is an adjustment. So she holds so much grace for us. And I just hope I can do that in my own divine way to other people. She's the game changer. She's making the game changer in this whole thing. It's just how she talks to you. Thankfully, I'm in a group of like 8 people, so we really get individualized attention. So, yeah, I have to tell her, like, hey, I had a few sips of this energy drink. I thought it made me nauseous. Mind you, I was totally fine yesterday. My juices sustained me the whole day from 7 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night. And I messed up with the system. I thought I knew my body. I thought I knew my signals. I thought I knew what my body was saying to me when it gave me certain signals, like you feel a little I was just super grounded. But me, Breezy, she comes with the energy. And I knew I was going to be around people. It was going to be at an event. So I put that pressure on myself of nobody's going to want to talk to you if you're this grounded, if you're this quiet. I do it because every time I'm quiet and in my thoughts and I'm around people, I have set such an expectation that people ask me, and it's out of love, I'm sure. If I'm an octave quieter than I typically am, what's wrong? Breezy, what's wrong? Are you okay? What's wrong with you? I'm like, oh God. And so I got to answer that 10 or 5 times. So I'm like, well, all right, turn it on. Let's go. Let's go. When all I want to do is just relax. That's the motto of this. Relax and release. Your body will not release unless you relax, Rebecca. Relax. Relax, Rita. Or else you're going to make this harder. You're going to try to control this, just everything. And I'm at that point where I'm at a divine surrender. I'm getting more level headed. And I'm not carrying shame because I was curious if a pretty clean energy drink, it's basically sparkling water. It was a Celsius. So I'm sure somebody will correct me in the future. Oh, that's toxic. Yeah. Well, breaking a pattern, as much as I pride myself on going cold turkey, sometimes you need one more hit to be like, oh, wow, this is really over. Oh, yeah, this part of me is actually really over. And leave it at that and carry on. Because if you stress, your shame, your guilt, just think about that. That's taking away energy from what your body is trying to do right now, and you're going to elongate the process. And we're trying to get in and out. This is not a lifetime thing. Juicing is very, very short term. You're rebooting your nervous system. You're getting back to a semblance of homeostasis. 40 days in the grand scale of thing, that's a fraction. What are you willing to do? I'm just reading what my coach is saying, how she just is able, she gives us tips of dancing and breathing, and when we feel this, how to cope with it. It's complete. When people normalize your symptoms, you're like, oh yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad. It's like a hollering baby. You're hollering and you're like, oh, I guess, it's actually not that bad. I just need to get that holler out real quick. And then you also see some people's excuses. I'm like, I can see that. I would probably say that too if I was in the right circumstances, same circumstances. Like some of my girls, my people on here, they're actually snowed in. We're a little late in Idaho for snow, so how grateful is that? So this is when I admitted that I needed caffeine, this is what she told me. This is only part of the message. She said, "You don't need caffeine. You've already proved that. What you do need is to stay generously nourished while you're doing hard things. And you are doing hard things beautifully. Keep leaning in, keep sipping, and keep trusting your body's wisdom. Your internal audience is watching you every step of the way, wondering, I was just like, wait, hold on. Am I getting this? A semblance of a cheekbone? Oh, fasting is so I can get my brain back. It has a side effect of weight loss. I'm so beyond that. Yeah, it's nice to see your cheekbones again. Yes, nice to see your muscle definition under the fluff. But the way I'm handling stressful situations and reminding myself to come back, that's attractive. And I know that is just a ripple effect in everything I do. And people, thankfully, I've been around large groups of people these last few days. So I'm seeing how people interact with me as the days move forward. I'm noticing the difference. I'm not even trying to be more approachable. Honestly, I'm just trying to be like, okay, I got 2 more juices left. I need to drink some water. I need to take my Xanax. Like that's what I'm thinking, but I'm also very present. I'm very present. I was in the fetal position yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Something was awakening. Something is awakening. And I'm not going to stress about it. When my body is ready to bring something up to me, I have to trust myself enough to know, you have to trust yourself enough to know that you can handle it. And it's for your evolution. Aren't you curious? Don't you want to know your body's language like better than anybody? That's the goal for me. That's the goal for me. One of our girls said her dreams are going in color. So she only used to dream in black and white, and they're starting to get spots of color. She said, that's so amazing. I won't say that, it's a little personal. Some people are developing like canker sores in their mouth. I thought I had a cold sore forming. I was like, wow, I haven't had one of those since high school. I broke out my hives with hives the day before yesterday on my torso. Didn't panic, but it looked a little weird. And what else? Which is humans humaning. And it's just a reminder that everybody's going through something, but also everybody has the opportunity to step up and embody who they needed to see when they were growing up. And that requires taking responsibility. And it's so sexy when you do that. You're telling yourself it's sexy. Ooh, I love how you take responsibility for that. Ooh, I loved how aware you are when you, I don't know, let's say even if you're on the process. Girl, I know you had to cuss that person out, but I'm glad you had the awareness in the moment to try to prevent it, but they just kept on pushing you. No, don't be cussing people out. I haven't had to cuss people out. I mean, ever, really, really. I don't know. But there's gonna be people who try you. There's gonna be people who test you, of course. I've had people that have been in my past that randomly I see at the grocery store. I'm like, oh my God, am I supposed to face this right now? I can't face this right now. And as soon as I had that thought, I was backing up and literally chipped a piece of my car off, like the fender, because I was thinking that exact thought. Like, I wasn't in the wrong. That person was in the wrong. I'm like, oh gosh, the lessons come a little quicker to see, are you going to respond the same, or are you going to explore a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding? Are you going to have a more expanded capacity to be compassionate? I couldn't believe that. I saw two people, two women who I've had not the best endings with, started strong, not in the same day today. One driving on the road, and I just happened to look left. I'm like, oh, that looks like somebody's car. And I saw a license plate. I'm like, oh, that is somebody. And I saw the face, saw a profile. I was like, oh God, that is somebody. That is somebody. And then I saw a woman in the grocery store. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna squeeze that way. Yeah. So get ready for your business to be on Front Street, but know that what you're doing, it's worth it all. And you can handle it. And you may need to eat the frog, or you may need to have uncomfortable conversations, but you're doing such hard things every day when you keep on choosing yourself over the drive-through, that your backbone actually starts to grow a bit, because you know nobody's willing to do this. You know your future self is giving you little thank yous, little whispers of yes, yes, I can trust you with more. I can trust you with more. I can trust you with more. What a gift. What a privilege. What a privilege. And that's what I keep saying. So I can't feel my feet, but this gave me, I feel better after I did this than before. What is that? What does that tell you other than, yeah, you're where you need to be? And it doesn't have to be perfect. You could just be talking to you, or you can be talking to somebody who really needs this. And no, I thought I was about to get emotional. I haven't got emotional yet. And that's interesting. I'm like, just waiting for it to come up. Oh. I'm open and accepting though. We're almost a quarter way up there. I'm like, ooh, when does all the stuff that I've tried to hide with food, I wonder when that's gonna come up, like the real stuff. And it could come up in dreams, a little subliminal. You start craving silence over TV or music or even podcasts. You start craving listening to the wind. You just want to be present. You have to depend on something bigger than you to be doing something so against the norm. Who do you think you are? God, in breezy form. Let's just see. Let's just see. Faith in a better future for me and whoever I have the privilege to interact and connect with, that's what's keeping me going. That's what's making the uncomfortable comfortable. I think that's what's making this very simple. And I haven't put a constraint on myself about being perfect. Allow yourself to show up in something new, and it takes it away. If you would have told me a month ago that I would be posting on YouTube by now, even though I've had people tell me that, like you should, in different ways. People talk about my energy, people talking about, oh my gosh, this is a great conversation. I could be talking about nothing. And then randomly somebody be like, oh my God, I really needed that. I'm like, oh dang, for real? For real? Okay. So you never know what your words are going to mean to somebody else. Even if they get just one sentence from what you said that hits them different, that resonates different, that they've been waiting for somebody to say it just like that, for that understanding to really have depth. And every time I'm like, how am I going to talk for 10 minutes? And look, we're at 30 minutes. This is processing. This is creativity. This is reflection. This is apparently something my body has craved for a long time. So let's just ride this wave and see what comes of it. Something has to come of it. When you're doing something that's uncomfortable, something has to come of it. I've never done something that has been so uncomfortable in the beginning, but that was for a greater good and not have had a return on it or a ripple effect of return. Why would I think something like this is different? There's a reason why you have so much resistance of giving up an addiction or starting a new way or habit. Your body, your brain, your mind is trying to do everything possible to keep you in the familiar. When you know you're meant for more. And sometimes it takes being accountable on a video that you post every day. It may look different for you, but I do beg of you to express yourself in some way to where people can interact or see you or experience you. And you don't have to tell everything. You don't have to be up here just putting your business up in the air, but ask your higher self, ask God, ask the universe, ask your internal knowing what to say. What should I bring up? What should I talk about? I wonder. What would help me right now? If I was watching this person and I was on day 10 of a juice cleanse, what would help me right now? And as I dial that in, as I become more reflective, as I'm learning, I don't have to white knuckle and just grunt force. This can be a pleasurable experience. This could be pleasurable. My dog is lapping water right now. I wonder if that's going to pick up in the mic. My boy had the munchies. I feel it too. All right, dear. We're going to end it at that 32. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I'm here, and I hope you're here too. If you are ready to just, I'm so curious of what could happen if you actually gave your all to something. I know what could happen, but doing it in this form is completely new. So I'm curious to see how I develop over time, how I can be of service, how I can inspire people to just, all I can think about is just doing this. Let's just go. Let's just go. We need you. I need my tribe, and I need a tribe of people with backbones that won't get dismayed for addictions or distractions, that know themselves intimately so they can teach me how to love them. They can teach me how to show up for them in their own specific way. And you teach people about how you show up for yourself. If I see my girlfriend she loves flowers. She buys flowers for herself all the time. She talks about flowers. She always have flowers in the house. I'm probably going to want to give her flowers to show appreciation. If I have a friend who is constantly health conscious, loves feeding her body with nutritional, just high yielding foods, fruits, and vegetables, I also want to invest in her that way. If I see my friend who has lots of perfumes, loves scents, oh, she loves the good stuff, she's not basic, she loves all this, I want to invest in her that way. But how many of us don't even know what we like or desire, but we expect other people to show up for us in a certain way, or we expect other people to just know what we like, to know what will make us happy. You don't even know. Have clarity. And your desire is gonna just show up. Like somebody just randomly gave me $10. They just appreciate how I show up. I'm like, it was a woman too. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take it. People just want to give you money when you look like you invest in yourself. And mind you, I'm still 50 pounds overweight, dear. I'm 5'7". I'm over 200 pounds. My comfortable weight is about 150, 160. And not saying this is about weight, but it starts energetically first. And then the physical shows up. But we know that. We're into neuroscience. We're neurospicy. All right, dear. What a pleasure. I could talk to you forever. Who am I talking to? I could talk to you forever. But it's midnight, exactly 12 a.m., exactly 12 a.m. So I got to get up in a few hours and get to it. And I got to make some juice in the morning. So have a great night. Know I believe in you. Know that we need you. Know that you can do literally anything you put your mind to and are willing to back up with effort and action. Okay? Let me be testament of that. I don't want the easy path anymore. I want to be built for longevity. So I'll raise my glass to that. All right, dear. Until tomorrow, have a good night, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, dear. Bye.